Good, thank you.
It's just wrong. All right, turn and face toward the board. Okay.
Fish didn't approve this.
Huh?
Fish has to approve it.
She's around here somewhere. I don't know. I'm sure she approved it. All right. Going close to the board and the patient, and make sure that there's no rotation or tilt. Okay, it looks to be the case here. Now I need to make sure that I have the entire cranium. The one that's difficult to find is the base of the skull. So what I want to do is find that mastoid tip, and then I can see here whether it's still on my film. And indeed, I can collimate
Thank you.
side to side as well. Still on there for sure. I still have light field above, and in this case, I'm going to cheat up the tiniest bit. I feel like I have plenty of space down below, but I was kind of close toward the top. So now I feel like I'm positioned good.
Are you cutting off the top of the skull there?
No, not at all.
Okay. It's just the angle of the way the light.
Well, you're way back here, so if you come this way and actually look, you can
Oh.
see that I definitely have light field above. In fact, I have room to actually have my pen in the light field without it being clipped. So it's definitely in
So there's a little tiny bit of light around it, just below the mastoid.
Yeah, I like a quarter to half an inch on the outside of whatever the structure is you're looking for. That way, if there's a little bit of movement there, you're not clipping. However, it's still nicely collimated. All right, so here's your call wheel. Relax for a second, sir. Let's see, let's go ahead, I'm gonna take the angle off.
How did you know it was
Drop down.
exiting through the nasum?
Oh, okay. Go ahead and place your nose and forehead up against the board. To find out where you're actually exiting, it's really simple, right? All you have to do is line up your central ray. Like for instance, this one's gonna be on the glabella, right? And all I have to do is find where his glabella is, right? And then make the central ray match. So for instance, in this case, I would wanna come down a little bit, right? Here's his glabella. Now I'm right at his glabella. So that's what you're looking for.
Okay.
Looking for where your ray is. You can see using a straight edge. That's why I say it's important to have your straight edge. If you don't have something like this, or a ruler, or something that's flat and straight, then it's not good.
That's popsicle sticks.
You're gonna have difficulty lining up everything. So what we're gonna do is demonstrate the PA position here now. By the book, again, the OML is lined up perpendicular to the IR. We're exiting the glabella, and there's no tube angle. Okay? All right, so let's see here. Drop your chain just a little bit again. All right, there we go. Okay, now, when I collimate, one of the things you're gonna see is that on some people, even though we're lined up by the book, this is not gonna work, right? I'm obviously clipping the top of his cranium. There's no way that you can say beep or shoot this film and it not be a repeat. We are missing a significant portion of the top of his cranium. So in this case, what we need to do is cheat up. So even though by the book it states exit the glabella, we need to go up for him. And the reason why is because I have plenty of light field here. I mean, look at that, I got like an inch of light field below his mastoid tip, so we can actually afford to go up just a little bit, right? I might actually open this up just a teeny bit, just because, there you go. Collimate side to side, and we definitely have it still, see? Here's his mastoid tip, definitely have light field there, and here's the top of his skull. Definitely have light field there, okay? So there's a nice PA view. As long as there's no tilt or rotation, and you're lined up here, right? You're lined up, that's good. Okay? So there's your nice PA view. All right, relax for a second, sir. All right, we're gonna do a lateral view now. And lateral view, what you wanna do is have your patient turn like 45 degrees. So you're gonna rotate your legs in this way a little bit. You're gonna have to turn your shoulders. Nope, turn them, oblique your shoulders. All right, I'm gonna bring this down a little bit. And then what you want to do is balance on your ear. So I want your ear touching the board here. All right, come towards me. A little more. Okay, just like that. Balance on your ear. All right, so line this up here. And again, this is going to be more of a crosswise type of film, right? So we're going to have like that. All right, I need to do is look at his face straight on. So I'm gonna drop down, look at his face, and line up the IPL perpendicular and the mid-sagittal plane parallel, okay? So we need to rotate out just a little bit, too much. There we go, like that. Just like that. All right, so from this front, there's the mid-sagittal plane, nice and straight, and then this is the IPL here, right, interpupillary line, it's straight. So now we have a true lateral position, so now I just need to do some basic adjustments here. By the book, it states 2 inches above the EAM. And for him, that's not terrible, right, I think I want to position him back just a little bit, just so you're a little better centered. Right, and again, I can see this is the mastoid here, definitely have the mastoid on there. Right, and I've got the back of his skull. I can afford to clip the tip of his nose, that doesn't matter. What we're really looking for to make sure you're not clipping is here his eyebrows. Right? See this area here where his eyebrows are? You can see them in profile here. That means I'm not clipping his forehead. Right? If you clip the forehead, this is the frontal bone, you're clipping the cranium. You can't clip the top where the parietals are, and I definitely cannot clip the occipital in the back. So I definitely like to go all the way around. So that's a pretty good lateral right there. The only thing you need to do is go up here and line up. Just because I feel like doing so. Okay? Alright, so that's a nice lateral view. Alright, relax, sir. Alright, so let's see here. What do I want to do next? We'll do, even though it's turning him around and then turning him back around, we're going to do the regular towns and then we'll do the reverse towns, right, which is the Haas method, good old Haas method. Now, I'm going to move this out of the way so you guys can see. We had a little bit of trouble with this with Chris, but he did eventually get this position. So, like I said, there will be some people who can, some people who can't, and that's fairly normal, right? Some people have more mobility, and some people don't. So what we're going to do is just check and see. The big trick is that you have to keep the back of the head touching the IR, right? You can't get OID, it has to be touching the board. And that's what makes this position kind of tough, because they have to tuck their chin down to their chest without moving their head away from the IR. That's what makes it tough, okay? So let's try it. Go ahead and place the back of your head up against the board, now drop your chin to your chest. And okay, let's see if we get this lined up here. Here, oh, it's okay, I can see.
Well, I need to see.
Oh, okay then. That's true, you do. All right, drop your chin. Yeah, that's gonna be tough. Here is his OML. You see, it's up here like this. It is no way near being perpendicular, right? It's still up at an angle. So what I'm gonna do then is actually use the IOML. So lift your chin up just a little bit. Down just a teeny bit. Not too much. Up just a little. Hold it right there. Okay, there's the IOML up just a teeny tiny bit. Perfect. So there you go. That's the IOML. If I have the IOML lined up, it means now on my tube, I'm going to use a 37-degree angle, okay? So let's see here. There's 30. Ish. Yeah, that's close. All right, now here's the real trick. We can have enough space. Yes, we do. Beautiful. I like it. All right. And just slide this down behind you a little bit. All right. Drop your chin a little bit again. There we go. Just like that for you. Okay. Now, the big trick here is, of course, to get lined up where I have
Light in his eye.
where I want to actually be lined up where I have the mastoid on there, which I have way too much light down here, but I needed more light up high. Problem is that, well, I guess I have a little bit of room to move. Yeah, I guess we're good. For him, you can see it's way past his hairline. So again, this is one of those views where by the book, we're supposed to be 2.5 inches above the glabella, but we'd be clipping the top of his cranium or have way light field down in the C-spine that we don't need if we did not cheat up, okay? So it's one of those things we just have to.
Imagine
So-
LeBron's hairline.
Here's the glabella. It looks like I'm maybe 3.5 inches above. We still have the mastoid tips on there, right? This is his mastoid. It's definitely on there. So I definitely have some light field there. From your perspective, it looks like I'm clipping, but if somebody comes over here, like Sean, since you got the video, you can look and see I do have light field above his head. There's definitely light field up above his head. Okay? So it is definitely
Static
not
hypertension.
clipping his cranium. And the only thing we would need to do here is, of course, collimate side to side. So. Let's make sure that we got. Yep, there you go. There you go. All right, so we have a nice Towns view now. 37 degrees here, IOML lined up here, everything lined up, right? Okay, so that's your Towns view. So now we're going to do a Haas method, which is the reverse of this particular view, right? It's for somebody that has trauma to the back of their head, so you can't place the back of the head up against the IR. So you either have to lay them prone on the table or do the PA up against the wall bucky. So let's go ahead and have you turn around. Once again, you can sit up kind of nice and straight. And you're going to place your nose and forehead up against the board. All right, there you go. We are going to be 25 degrees cephalic. And by the book, it states that you're going to enter at the level of the EAM. Slide it this way a little bit. And open this up. Side to side. So you can already see that we're going to have problems here, right? By the book, if you line up here, I've got all this light field down on his back, which I don't need, and I'm clipping off a significant portion of the cranium. So you know this is not going to work like this. Even though this is how it's stated by the book, that's going to be a no-go. I'm going to slide this up, by the way. A little bit here. And I'm going to raise this up a little bit. We shall see. All right, so. Open this up. Look at that. Getting better, aren't we? Now, the one thing we still want to do is we still want to make sure that we've got the mastoid tip on there. Right? So if it's on there, then I know that I can collimate and we're okay. Collimate down to his ears. And the only thing I need to make sure and do is that there's no tilt or rotation. And we also have what lined up? Everybody said OML, neighbors? No, OML, right? So for you, actually it's pretty close right there. Tilt down just a teeny tiny bit. There you go. Nice. Okay, so the OML's lined up. He looks straight to me. If there's any tilt or rotation there. All right. And we have the entire cranium on there. So this is a Haas method, okay? Obviously not entering at the EAM, we're actually entering what looks like a couple inches above. Yeah, it actually looks like almost the ion, you're right. So, okay? All right, you can relax, sir. All right, so we pretty much did everything. Oh, let's do a reverse call out real quick. Just because I've got this funky tube angle already. And so let's take this off here, go back down to 15 degrees. All right, sir, we're gonna have you turn back around the other way again. All right. Okay, just down behind you a little bit, like that, looks pretty good. There you go, lean back. You're good, you're good like that. chin, some more. Yeah.
How do you do it, Chris? You just.
Yeah. You just lean back like that. There we go. Yep, I think that's just about got it. That's. Okay, hold just like that for me. Open this up. Alright. Now, once again, I'm gonna cheat up just a little bit. Because. Okay. Again, I need mastoid on there. Got the top, and I have both sides. So this is gonna be a nice AP Caldwell. Okay, what I'm gonna do is make sure you're lined up here. Alright? Very simple. Okay? Alright, very nice. You can also try this on the table. I like doing all this stuff on the table too. So when you're practicing, make sure to practice on the table as well. Don't just do it all up here. Alright, congratulations. Guess what? Now you get to do the neck breaker. Exactly. Alright. Take the tube angle off of here. Alright. Now what I'm going to do is once again, I'm going to use just my, here I can move this all the way out of the way so you guys can kind of see what's going to happen. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do what I call the dry run, which is all I want to do is get a basic idea of where his head's going to be with my bucky. And I'm going to basically put the center of his head in the center of my bucky. Once I have that, then I'm going to let him relax, and I'm going to line up my tube and set my light field. Okay, you don't need him holding the position while you're doing this basic stuff. If you do that, you're going to wear him out, right? Whoever your patient is, they can't hold that forever, huh?
He's looking for CR cassettes. They want the cassettes. Do you have any in here?
They used to be just, we only have 4 of them.
Only
Used to be
4?
sitting right on the shelf there.
Okay.
Should be 2 10s and 2 14s.
Okay.
So anyway, so I'm gonna get that basic thing, let him relax for a second and line up, okay? So, let's start. You're gonna go ahead and tilt your head all the way back, touch the top of your head up against the board. Okay. Relax for a second. Alright, down a little bit. Alright. Okay, just gonna do that. Alright.
Looks terrible.
Okay. Terrible. Just terrible. Okay, relax for a second. And just kind of lean over to the side for a second. Alright. So basically I'm lined up. Alright? So I know this is basically going to be what I'm working with. I have my 10-by cassette. I have it lined up in the center. I'm in detent. So all I got to do now is line him up. And this time he's going to have to hold this position. Okay? So you ready to hold this? No? Yes, no? Okay. Sure. Alright. So what you need to do is make sure there's no tilt rotation. Just like that. You're going to have to bring your chin up, drop your head back. So. Yes, I know, right? It is the backbreaker. It is. Alright, there we go. That's the IOML lined up. So now all I need to do is I'm going to open this up here so you can see. This is the back of the skull, so I'm actually going to come down some, like this, and come in side to side. Okay. No tilt, no rotation. I'm lined up. Just a teeny bit. There you go. All right. Here's the IOML. Just a little bit again. Relax on me. There you go. Alright? As long as there's no tilt or rotation, which isn't, we're good. Okay? So that's your SMB. And this is a top one, and you're much lower than that 1.5 inches below the mental point, but we're maybe twice that distance. But the reason why is because you can't clip the back of his head, okay? You have to make sure. This is actually more light field there because it's coming just below his shoulder. But you can see that I definitely am not clipping the back of his head. Okay, if I collimated any more up and down, then I would be clipping. Alright? It's tough to hold. So, very difficult position to hold. Alright? So there you go, that's your good old SMD. Relax. There you go, yeah, just try and hold on to people, don't let go all the way forward, they will smack their face into the tube, which you do not want. Okay? Alrighty. Watch your head when you get up.